welcome.
Hey, thank you.
So I'm already live, and Crystal is watching us now. So hi, Crystal.
Hey, Crystal.
I have apologized to the viewers for my attire because, as you know, I had surgery, and you can see that the cast is a little larger than my actual arm, and I can't really wear most of my clothes. So I had this surgery, and like they were like, you need to go. Like I snapped my tendon in January right after my dad died, and then I like delayed, and I finally went to the doctor in like early March, and the doctor was like, we need to operate on this like right away, right? And so I was okay, and so I went on Friday, and then I woke up on Saturday, and my friend was like, well, can you drive? And I was like, I didn't even think about that, right? Like, I can't drive. I didn't even think about anything. The doctor was like, you need to come get it done. So I did it, right? And then I didn't think about, will my clothes fit? Will I be able to drive? How am I going to care for my children? I was just like, okay, I'm going to do it. And so it's been an interesting week.
Okay.
Yeah. So here I am learning how to be left-handed. By the end of this, I'll be ambidextrous, and hopefully that means I'll make more money. Hi, Erin. I did get my hair cut and colored. Thank you for noticing. I didn't have her curl it. I had her just let it be flat, and so it does look a little different. Because I can't even shampoo my hair. I can't even shampoo. Thank you, Bree. Thank you.
Anywho, first of all, do you have to hold the arm up?
Okay, so I just got off the phone with my doctor, and she's like, you don't really need to elevate it anywhere. I've been holding it up like this all week, right? This bruise is from the tourniquet. They put a tourniquet on my arm to do the surgery. So I've been holding it up like this, and she's like, well, you don't really need to do that anymore. But you know what? It's kind of become a habit at this point. Plus, this thing weighs a ton. It's at least, I don't know, a few ounces. It's not a whole pound or anything, but it's real, and it's stiff as hell. Look, I can't do anything.
Who's driving you around?
Strike a pose. Well, Bree, guess what? My son, he turned, hold on, Bree, are you ready?
I'm ready.
16.
That's crazy.
Noah is 16. He turned 16 in December, so now he is my chauffeur. Erin, look, Erin has given us some suggestions for our topics. Efficiency, staff, mindset. I love that. We should talk about all of those things. Okay. Actually, let's talk about efficiency. Bree, right before we came in here, I had to drive to my surgeon's office because for the last week, I've been calling them to set up my post-op appointment, and nobody answered for an entire week. I faxed them 2 days ago. I was like, please call me about this appointment, because I couldn't get through on the phone, right? So I sent a fax, no call. So I just walked in this morning because I have to get this resolved, right? I got to figure out what's going on with my life.
Uh-oh. It's just me, guys. She got off. Something happened. Let me see if she's going to jump back on, guys. Hold on. I'm going to call her. I'm calling Cadillac.
Girl.
What happened? You're on live right now.
My computer restarted. I have no idea what just happened. It just restarted. Girl, I swear to God.
We're still on live, by the way. We're still on live, so just, okay, go ahead.
Okay,
yes.
The machine paid me.
What?
I'm coming back.
Okay, is this you? Okay. I can't hear you.
Okay, I swear. Don't do that, Bree. So my camera, I'm like cleaned the screen and I broke my camera. And so now I have I attached a camera on here. And the reason I have my headset is I somehow broke my speakers too.
Oh. Well, I was looking grainy when you got off, and it was just me. I said, well, why y'all have me out here looking grainy like this? Like I was looking real filthy. So I had to clean the thing. Okay. We're back.
Okay, we're back.
So what happened? You walked in this morning.
Okay, so I walked in this morning and I'm like, hey, I'm here to change this appointment. Nobody answers the phone. And so it took them like 45 minutes and then I had to leave because I needed to be here. And then the doctor, she just called me and she was on the phone with me. I told you, she told me I don't have to elevate my hand. So I was talking to my partner because he had driven me over there. And I was like, I'm going to tell the doctor that Cadillac Law can help her business become more efficient.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the deal. They have 20 doctors in that office and they have 2 people answering phones.
Oh.
Okay. I am one lawyer in my law firm, and I got 2 people answering phones.
Well, I only got
20 doctors? You can't have a 10th.
Yes, you can. So what I think they can still get it done with 2. If you have 2 people answering the phones, I mean, really. So I think it sounds like what they need though is like systems in place. Like somebody handles this, somebody else handles that. You know what I'm saying? Because 2 people is enough. What are you doing? You may have to answer the phone. And it also depends on what they have going on. So do they have like an insurance department, like somebody that answers insurance questions?
So that's okay. And so this is the efficiency, right?
Okay.
So what you're asking is all the right questions, right? It's like, what is included in the overall process? What is the information that is needed so that someone can see the doctor? What is information needed to make an appointment? You got to go. What really needs to be done is they need to hire someone or do it themselves. I don't know. And just say, here is start to finish everything that needs to go on.
A business consultant.
Yes. Which Cadillac Law does that. And I'm sure you do too, right? Like,
well, I want to look, my daughter's FaceTiming me. So let me tell you, I'm glad that you brought this up because I've been wanting to do business consultations, like business consults, like be a business consultant to businesses, especially like when all this happened with the Rona and everybody was forced to come up with another way. This is when it came like full force and I was able to see it like full force. And so I want to do I literally want it to be like another stream of income. Erin, There's my triangle, Erin.
Triangle.
But I just never got into it. I never pursued it. So that's always been in the back of my mind. That's my passion, is to help businesses with their efficiencies and all of that. And to think outside the box. Everybody thinks that they have to do it this way because everybody else does it that way. And you don't.
Right. Yes. Well, one thing they did different at this doctor's office is they gave, I filled out the paperwork or whatever, and then they gave me other paperwork that had my medical history, and they're like, you give that to the assistant when she calls you back. So instead of them giving it putting it into my file and the medical assistant already had it there, I handed it to her. I thought that was weird, but it was thinking outside the box. I feel like there's areas where their processes are lacking. And I know so many law firms, so many small businesses, so many entrepreneurs. What happens is someone says, I need this, and you say, I can do that, and they hire you, and now all of a sudden you have a business, right? Mm-hmm. Then you're doing whatever it is you said you could do. For us, it's legal stuff, mm-hmm. whatever. And you're making, all of a sudden someone else comes in, and so you're doing, and then what happens is you're like, oh, I don't have any processes. Right? Because the way businesses work is you don't usually get to sit down and plan how your processes are going to look before you're in the heat of it, right? So at AT&T, they said, we're building the airplane while we're flying. Like, we're in the flight, putting the airplane together. Mm-hmm. And I feel like most entrepreneurs are mm-hmm. that way. The doctors are definitely entrepreneurs. This doctor's office is clearly not managing their flow. And I know it's been hard for me, or it was hard for me. I had to stop and make a priority of process and procedure. And I told my staff, everything you do, you're going to write out the process for.
Right.
And then we're going to go over it and we're going to make sure it's the most efficient and right? I had to fire someone because she wouldn't write her processes down. I'm like, this is a real business.
Yeah.
You know, we're having fun every day and whatever, but we need processes.
Right.
Because it's one client, then it's another, then it's another, it's another. If you're running a good business, you'll have all this business coming in.
Right.
And if you don't have that, how do you train new people?
Right.
You know, if you were going to go hire someone, Bree, if you didn't have your processes written out, how would you teach them your processes?
It's hard. And I've done it. I've done it both ways. I've done it where I've hired somebody and didn't have processes together, and they're looking at me and I'm looking at them, and it's just not working out. And then I had it to where it finally clicked, and I was like, I need some processes, you know, and let them. I need to write it out how I want it, so that they shouldn't have to come to me and ask me about anything, and just refer to the processes. And then, like you said, you're the one doing this work. If it needs to be fine-tuned, then fine-tune it, you know?
And that's, yes.
Yeah.
And I've always looked to my staff for that advice, right? Like, you're the one answering the phone, not me. So you tell me what you need to do, what you need to support. Here's the information I need from the phone call. Now you tell me how you want the rest to look, right? Okay. And I actually had someone say, well, I don't know, it's your business. And I was like, I hired you for your ideas.
Well, see, now not everybody comes into a position to have ideas and present them to you. A lot of them just come to do what it is that you told them to do.
Sure. But if you don't have ideas, you don't work for Lauren.
Apparently. So then
I want ideas. Like, I try to hire diverse, well, you know, as diverse as I can, because they have different people have different point of view. And there might be something I never even thought about.
Yeah, no, I agree. You have to have a process with everything. So what did the doctor say? Did they take you up on the offer?
I haven't talked to her about it yet. So I talked to her on the phone. We're going to meet. We're going to see each other. She's going to take it out of this cast, put it into a different cast or something. And while she's recasting me, I'm going to be like, hey, I noticed. Yeah, exactly. Processes. So she knows I'm a lawyer. Of course, so she's a female doctor. She's an orthopedic surgeon. And I don't know if you know much about orthopedic surgeons, but they're usually boys. Okay. They're like the smart jocks. Remember smart jocks at the high school? A lot of them became orthopedic surgeons. All right.
Okay.
It's highly male dominated. I'd say it's more male dominated than the law.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It is a male dominated piece of a male dominated field. Right. And we see more and more women doctors. I do. Right. And I feel like women doctors and lawyers. Yeah. Well, I do too. Yeah. But so she's like, and she only does hands.
Okay.
That's awesome to me. Like, that is so cool. So I'm excited. And so, of course, I'm like, oh, we're girls and you're a hand surgeon. And that's so exciting. And she loves that because they don't really have girl power, you know, at the hospital.
Oh, okay.
I guess. I don't know. They're not girl powering it out the way I do every day.
Okay.
So she's like, yeah. So I'm going to approach her, you know, on that. And that's another thing we could talk about. Have you registered as a female minority-owned business yet?
I tried, and they have so many damn hoops that listen. I don't know what the benefits would be other than for me to have a tag that says I'm female, and I'm a minority. But I feel like when you meet me, you can kind of determine that on your own. So I just didn't see.
Okay. So the reason I did it because I was bidding for that City of Dallas contract, which I got. And big companies and governments, they have like a minimum of minority and female spending they must do.
Right.
They must have a certain percentage of their supply chain. You know that. You work the supply chain, right? And so for me, I did it twofold. One, so I could get some government cheese. Okay. And two, so that if someone needs to spend woman money, I'm on a list.
Okay.
So now, also, I could go to this doctor, right, and be like, yeah, I can help you clean up your books. And you can say that you used a female-owned company. Like, it gives your client's businesses clout. the same way a corporation has to spend money with minority, veteran, that kind of thing. Small businesses should be aiming to do that too.
They should.
And if you're certified, your client can turn around and say, yeah, I've got a certified minority, small, woman-owned business.
Versus saying what? I got a minority female
regular
business.
ass white dude.
No, I mean, but versus saying certified versus not non-certified.
Oh, well, certified gives them like credit. They get like, it's official. So if there's some place they can get credit for it, it would give them credit.
No, okay.
Okay, like a permanent record, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I did it. It cost $100. It was easy. And now I'm registered with the state of Texas, and I'm in a database, and nobody can ever question that women run my business. So.
Right. Well, nobody can question that about mine, but I mean,
well, that's
so. So I'm like, But now, if you're saying so, when I tried to do it, it was in San Antonio, and it was this long, drawn out process that was like, no, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do all that. Now, if you're saying that it was easy, maybe Dallas's process is a little bit, it flows a little better. I don't know. I would look into it again, but I mean, I don't feel like I've missed out because of it. Now, if I was in a position like you, like I wanted to apply for certain things with that's different, right? I'm just not doing that. So to me, it didn't.
Yeah, totally. And your practice isn't the kind where the government's not paying for people to, get famous or get divorced, right? That's not happening. So, I'm doing real estate, and the government needs real estate attorneys. So that, you're right. It was worth it for me to kind of jump through those extra hoops where it might not be for a business like yours. Exactly. But if you are a business owner that is a minority or a woman, or I think they do veteran and disabled veteran, and you could possibly someday have the opportunity to serve the government, I would recommend doing it. And I would recommend starting now, because it can be arduous depending on where you are. And the reason I recommend doing it is because you don't want to miss those opportunities. The reason I wanted government money is because my paralegal has 5 kids, and I feel personally responsible for feeding them. And I wanted to make sure if there's like a dip in the economy, that we still had money coming into my firm.
Yeah. And
I recommend that all businesses do that. Try to get that government money if you have a type of product that can, right? Like what you're doing, you're not going to be able to.
Maybe they need trademarks and copyrights. I mean, I don't
know.
Well,
that's true. You know what? That's a good point. Trademark and copyright is something you could probably do for them, but they might use those patent office attorneys for that. There's like that whole patent office. So who knows? But I watched this, it was a movie. I guess it was like a documentary, but it was interesting because they used, this woman had cameras following her around all the time. So they just used
I need that
footage.
I need like a reality TV show.
No, this woman was not funny. Her name was Elizabeth Heard or Hearn or something.
Okay.
And she talked like this, and she looked like a robot, and she never blinked. And they would have video, and her eyes would never blink. It was so creepy. Anyhow, she was out in Silicon Valley, and she allegedly invented this machine where you could do like a full blood test panel, find out if someone had diabetes, find out if they had HIV, that kind of thing, like blood testing with just a prick of a finger, right? Well, her machine never ever worked, but she raised like $9 billion.
It never worked.
It never worked. It never worked.
Well, like it didn't turn on, or it didn't read the blood correct. Like, what do you mean? How do you get $9 billion for an inoperable machine? This is what I don't understand.
Okay, this woman, so I don't know what this chick did, because she was getting money from these wealthy old men and all this. But what caught my attention, it's on HBO, you gotta go watch it. What really caught my attention was that her business was doing government contracts, okay? And that was when she would go to get, steal money from investors, she would talk about these government contracts that they had. Now, of course, she never showed a copy of the contract to anyone. She never had any like accounting that showed that there was a contract, right? Because she was a liar. But Right. But the reason it struck
I'm
me.
not watching that.
No, it is interesting. It is interesting. But, and she was only like 30. I mean, she started stealing from people when she was 19. She met Bill Clinton. Like, Bill Clinton proudly introduced her at something. Yeah, this was a trip. Is Aaron commenting about this? Does he know who this woman is? Anyhow, so the government contract aspect struck me. In Silicon, so it used to be that like NASA would invent something, and then that thing would like split off, and they would create HP, like you know. So like someone who was working or the government, or this still happens. The government needs something, so then they pay Boeing to like go invent it or whatever, right? They pay some technology company. And so I started looking at it, and almost all of Silicon Valley was fundamentally built on government contracts. And that's government money is really how our technology has progressed so quickly over the last 5 decades. And so that's why it struck me, because I was like, okay, this is a girl who's doing blood draw, blood testing.
With a raggedy machine.
With a girl. She had like 5 versions of the machine and none of them worked. Like it got electricity to it, right? And it like turned on, but it would like spill blood everywhere and do all this. It's so crazy. It is so crazy. This one dude works there, and his grandpa was one of the people who was giving her money. And he went to his grandpa and he's like, Grandpa, this is a lie. Like, none of this works. I work there. It doesn't work. And the grandpa was like, I don't believe you. And then the grandpa had the company sue the kid. And that kid's parents, the grandpa's son, had to come out of pocket $500,000 to defend his son. And then when grandpa found out from other, lawyers that it was actually a lie, grandpa was like, oh, I didn't know.
What kind of people are these? How you sue your grandchild for trying to look out? I can't. I'm not gonna watch that.
You should. It's actually really interesting.
You said the lady doesn't blink. I can't. I'm not gonna do that.
Girl, fascinating.
No.
Fascinating. So they all thought they had the next Mark Zuckerberg in this young woman, right? And they're just throwing money at her, oh, it's the next Facebook, and look where that resulted. So it was interesting. But the government contract aspect, so if you are out there watching the show and you're at all in technology and you're at all wanting to like invent or do anything new, go look for government money.
Where would they look?
Oh, girl, I don't even remember. There's this database. It's called SAMS. Well, so there's a database called SAMS, which is the federal government. I do believe the federal government funds most of like our big technology research, right? It's more of like military funded, that kind of thing. That's federal money. But if you want state and local money, you have to like Google specifically. I found that municipalities have their own kind of procurement websites. Like Dallas uses this thing called Bonfire. Fort Worth has their own standalone website that they use. So every municipality seems to do their own thing. The state of Texas has a database, which I don't know, but you can Google it, right? Supplier. And then the federal government is called SAMS, and that thing is a pain in the butt to register for. I've been trying to register in SAMS forever, and we have not had success. But and it needs so much information. But once you get into it, you can start looking around for federal contracts.
Okay.
And that a federal contract or a government contract can take a minute business and turn it into a small business, a medium business, a large business. I mean, depending on the contract. They have
contracts for all kinds of things in there. So, I mean, it's not a bad idea to just look around and see.
That's what I say. And as far as I'm concerned, that is how you recession-proof your company. Because even when there's a recession and consumers can't come buy from you, if you have a contract with the government, they have to buy from you. And the government it'll just print more money, please.
So do you get I'm curious about this government, because I know that you had the government contract, right?
Yeah.
So is it something is it consistent? Is it consistently something that provides, like, you know, they've used your services consistently and they.
Well, I think it depends. It depends on the product or service. So, you know, with legal services, our shit takes forever.
It does.
Right?
It's
it takes forever.
not always, yeah.
It is not instantaneous. It is not fast. There is nothing fast in the world of law. So to that effect, like I get paid when I'm done with the work on my government contracts. So that it's taken a while to ramp up. It's taken a while to get people to actually get me information so we could get the work done, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
But if I was like one bid I saw was for someone to supply maxi pads to the Department of Corrections.
I can go buy some maxi pads.
Okay, I thought about it, girl, because I was like, I could get some from China on Alibaba and have them. Right, I did think about it. Exactly, but if I was a maxi pad distributor, that contract was 6 months ago, I would have already made my money.
You may need to be a maxi pad distributor.
Girl, that is a recession-proof business as well. Hello.
That's always a need. Always. Through pandemic or no pandemic, that is always a need. I might have to look into maxi pads. I don't care.
That was the state of Texas one. So I found that in the state of Texas database, right? So I couldn't do it because they had an immediate need, and so it would have taken too long to get them from China to get them over there. I didn't look into it.
Go to Walmart, Sam's Club.
No, they weren't paying retail. You were gonna have to buy the wholesale. You know them crappy kind that you get in the dispenser in the bathroom. You know that kind of stuff. Yeah, it wasn't good maxi pads.
It has to be the thin ones with the wings. Like I'm gonna be like a top maxi pad distributor. Like, you know what I'm saying?
This is for the Department of Corrections, Bree.
I'm gonna be a top distributor. I'm not selling those
big pads. Jail would be like, we have the best maxi pad contract now. Make her when I get out of jail.
They'll be like, she knows what we need. I do. I got y'all.
Our friend Aaron, he was on here. He does a little show called Municipal Money Monday.
It's a good show.
It is. So every Monday he talks to you about new municipal money opportunities. Yes. And I would want everyone to go look up Aaron Cartwright. Yes. So that you can benefit from his Municipal Money Monday. I'm telling you, Bree, if you could find government money, and that's okay. So this is other movie. I love movies. It's called War Dogs. Have you seen it?
I've heard of War Dogs.
It's on Netflix right now. You definitely need to watch this one because it's pretty funny too. It has Jonah Hill. And it's based off a true story. And it's these two kids, they're like 22 or something. They figured out, they knew how to use the internet, and they found the government was just doing like online contracts and stuff. And so they started going for like the real low dollar, kind of easy gun contracts. Okay. So they started out, so, you know, government contracts, they have like huge contracts, like millions of dollars or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Raytheon and Boeing and AT&T, they're going for those contracts. Okay. So it's not even worth, people watching this show, don't bother with that, right? In War Dogs, they figured out, we go for all this stuff down here, right? Mm-hmm. 500,000, 800,000, whatever. Right. 500,000, 800,000 for a small business such as ours is life-changing. Yes. But Raytheon and Boeing, they don't care about that. They're not, exactly. So these kids, and they were literally kids, okay? They're like 20, 21, 22. Okay. They start going for those contracts, and they actually like develop a name for themselves as arms dealers. Okay. Okay. And these are like low-level arms contracts. Right. So then this like really big contract comes out, and they're like, yeah, we want that. But they don't actually know what they're doing. They just figured out how to find these open contracts and apply for them. Mm-hmm. And they end up getting this $100 million contract and then breaking all these laws and stuff. So we don't want our viewers to do that at all. Don't do that. Our viewers have us, so nobody should be breaking laws, right? That's like right. They have us, so no need. But the concept, and if y'all watch the movie, you'll see before they get into the big thing, before they get in over their heads, they're making great money. They're doing something perfectly legal. They don't actually have to do anything. It's phone calls, right? Hey, you got guns? Cool. Can you have them here on this day? Yeah, cool. Okay. That's it, right? Like, it's easy. Brokering, moving things. So even if you're not in technology, even if you just want, you could have access to maxi pads or guns. Like, our government is buying everything. Like, they buy everything.
I like it. Everything. I'm gonna have to go on there and look.
You should. You know, honestly, it's like fun to look. It really is. It's fun to look.
I'll have to Google, what is it? Government contracts.
Yeah, look up Texas government contracts. And look up, I know SAMS is the database for the federal.
SAMES, that SAMS?
No, I think it's SAMS.
Oh, just SAMS. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So
look it up. And if they have maxi pads on there, I'm gonna figure it out. I was selling eyelashes.
This is not wine, by the way. This is kombucha.
It should be. It's Friday.
It's kombucha. Okay, eyelashes. Okay.
Eyelashes. Them lashes on
yeah.
Amazon.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take it off of Amazon. And maybe, just maybe, somebody in the government needs
eyelashes.
Listen, it's the Rona. We coming up on Zoom. You got to stand out some type of way, okay? And
you're right. That's true. Now I know the government buys all kinds of obscure crap, right? So just get on there and see what's out there.
See what they want. Aaron put the link to the federal contracts on the comment section, y'all. So y'all, thank you, Aaron. That was amazing.
Aaron, you're amazing.
If you want to go follow that, please click on that.
Oh, Aaron, I totally remember the case where the kid pulled the chair out and the aunt sued the kid, and the kid was like 5, and so they're like, no. But also, I remember being like, why did the aunt sue the kid? That's so whack.
I don't remember that, so I guess I wasn't paying attention in torts, and so there's that.
I did not like torts. Everything about torts was whack.
Whatever. I didn't pay attention.
Okay, you know where you lost me in torts was Paul's graph. When that lady with the train who like couldn't walk anymore because the train hit her or the weight or some bullshit, and they're like, no, that was too far away. Ooh, that hurt me.
You know what got me? There was a case, and I don't remember the specifics, y'all, but I remember talking about it in length with Christian because we just couldn't understand. There was some type of case about, was it like assault or not? Remember, like assault, battery? Like,
yeah.
Is it assault if somebody touched you or something that you didn't want them to touch you like that? And was that assault? And everybody's like, yeah, that's assault. And it wasn't assault. Like, you remember what I'm talking about?
I remember assault is like if you don't quite hit them, right? And then battery was when you did hit them. Torts.
I don't know.
That stuff so weird.
I knew that there was a culture rift immediately because I was like, what are you talking about? Like, if you hit me with something, I didn't want you to hit me. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely. And they were like, no. And so me and Christian was like, well, this ain't black people law because like that is assault, you know? So I was like, that's crazy. I didn't like that.
Christian taught me everything I know about black people laws, just FYI. One time we were watching a case, it was on winter break in honor of 2L year. And one of our professors and her husband, they were the defense attorneys. Mm-hmm. And he and I went, and there was this black woman that the prosecution had called. She had been the lady who was being accused of murder. She had been that lady's neighbor. And the prosecution called her to testify about that lady and her husband's relationship, right? And so this black woman, she comes in, she sits on the stand. He starts asking her about the relationship between these neighbors or whatever. And she straight up looks at him, she goes, sir, I'm managing my own household, okay? I'm not paying attention to other people's households, all right? I can't answer your question. I don't know.
All right.
Christian turns to me, he goes, see, black folks stay out of each other's business.
We mind our damn business, and that's real. Listen, I will say this, and I'm just gonna keep this going. First of all, Aaron also put in a Texas state contracts link. Thank you again for that, Aaron. You're amazing.
Oh, Aaron, you're the best.
Thank the sweet baby Jesus.
Yeah, no joke.
And
no joke.
That. So I will say this, okay? Right now, as we speak, you have got to get on Facebook once we're done. There is a post in one of the Texas lawyer groups asking they were like, what is your definition of hit a lick? And don't Google it. And I'm like,
hit a lick?
Like if somebody says they hit a lick, what does that mean? And don't Google it. Because apparently I guess he or she is having an argument with somebody else about what that means.
I don't know what that means.
I
never even heard that.
I'm like, and so all these
what does it mean?
Hit a lick means you came up on something. Like if I catch a good sale for shoes or a purse or something, I say I hit a lick. But they're saying that it means robbery, burglary, things of that nature. And it could mean that, but it doesn't always necessarily mean something illegal.
So while we're on this topic,
okay,
what does rolled up to the scene with my ceiling missing mean?
Drop top, baby.
No, I know you're in a drop top, but is it that you rolled up to the scene in a drop top and that's the scene of your crime and you're like, what? I don't give a
No, it's not a scene.
No, it's just like
rolled up
I'm
to
dope.
the scene, rolled up somewhere, rolled up to the club, rolled up to somewhere.
Listen, then, I thought writing dirty meant that your tags were expired. Okay, so I have Urban Dictionary right here. At all times, I can go to Urban Dictionary and find out what people are talking about.
Well, Aaron says that hit a lick is a come up, and it is. It's a come up, but it can be a come up that's illegal. It can also be a come up that's legal. It doesn't always mean that it's necessarily illegal.
Okay.
And so, but that's what they're discussing right now on Texas. And I'm like, are we really? And all these, you should see the lawyers that are commenting, and they're like, it means this and it means that, and I'm like, y'all need to stop.
Who I'm not gonna go to about what slang means is like white lawyers. Okay.
I don't think you should.
You know who I go to ask about slang? My 16-year-old child. What's this mean, kid?
Listen, so yeah, and so Aaron says you came up to the place where everyone is at in a convertible. That's what.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's not a scene of a crime. It's just the scene is wherever you're going at that moment.
There's a few lyrics before that, particularly in the 2 Chainz song, that make it sound like he's rolling back to a scene of a crime.
Oh, okay.
With his top down, like "ha, you can't get me" kind of thing, right?
Okay. Well, yeah, and you gotta look at the context in which it is said and who's saying it. But I'm like, y'all need to quit with this hit a lick stuff. And I thought that was so interesting and dumb at the same time. Like I was irritated and pleasantly entertained. So I don't know. That's how my Friday is going today.
I hate it when irritation pleasantly entertains me.
Yes, like I'm like, I don't know how to feel. Like I'm all over the place. I don't know how to feel. So yeah, that's. Oh, he put Dallas City contracts on it. I'm clicking on all those links, Aaron. All of them.
Okay. Yes, whoever is watching this should absolutely click on all these links because I'm telling you, government money is out there. It is out there.
I'm gonna look, and then I'm gonna get certification so somebody can certify that I am a Black female because apparently
yeah, obviously this was not enough to certify that I was a woman. So yes. Really what they're looking at is because what happens is a lot of times you'll have like a husband and wife and the husband actually runs the whole business.
Yeah.
But because the wife owns 50%, they're like, oh, we're women owned.
Yeah.
So when they're investigating, they're just like, for me, it was so easy. There's only women in my office.
There's only you.
Me and a bunch of women. So yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what they do when they do their investigation. It's not that they like don't trust you or whatever. It's just that there are a lot of folks who are assholes and will lie about things or utilize like, oh, well, my brother's a disabled veteran, so he owns 52%, but I actually do all the management or whatever. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's worth it. And I think, even if you're getting a government contract that's only $25,000, you have a government contract. Like I am a DISD, Dallas Independent School District approved vendor, right? And so like, are they going to hire me to review real estate contracts or whatever? Probably not, right? I'm probably not even going to make any money off that. But what I can do is put DISD approved vendor on my website.
That's right.
So, and if the Dallas ISD trusts me to do work, then other people should trust me, right? Right. And so that's kind of like, in my mind, like that was the whole point of going through that exercise. And I hope this discussion has helped someone. I mean, we only have 4 minutes left, so we're at the point where we get to gratuitously sell ourselves, which we've been doing the whole time.
and telling you what we aren't, and that's tort litigators.
Amen. Torts is awful. Like, more power to all our peers that do that stuff, but like, no thank you. Okay, no thank you. Okay. I couldn't do family either, though. You do family.
I do.
So tell us about that. We have 3 minutes left, so tell us how to reach you.
So, as you all know by now, my name is Bree Bethancourt, and I own the Bethancourt Law Firm. And so, yes, we do family law, we do entertainment law, y'all. I do trademarks and copyrights, LLC formations, business contracts. Like, I'm here for you, okay? I'm here for you from beginning to end, okay? And so, for those that don't understand, for the family law, I do divorces, uncontested, contested, child support. You know, he's not paying enough, she's not paying, she took the kid out the county, whatever it is, I can help you. And entertainment law is just going over the contracts for the entertainment sector, artists, publishers, artists, producers, labels, all that good stuff. So I'm here for you too. So y'all, give me a call at 1-833-4-BREE-LAW, and I can get you together real quick.
Awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
And I am Lauren Cadillac. I own Cadillac Law, Cadilac, 1 L.
1 L.
We don't do family law. We do real estate related. We do probate. We do wills and estates, estate planning. We have a bookkeeper. So if you have a small business, bookkeeping, tax, property tax protest. We do small business. We do help establish LLCs, but typically our business customers, they are touching real estate. So I work with like a lot of plumbers. I work with a lot of tradesmen. I work with a lot of real estate investors, that sort of thing. So if you are in need of assistance, also, I'm an MBA. So if you have a company or your customers have to show up to talk to someone because the phones don't get answered, you can call me and I can help you work through those processes and kind of get actually some working order around things and make sure things are working efficiently and effectively for your clients. So Cadillac Law, CADILACLAW.net, Cadillac Law on YouTube. Phone number is 972-845-1200. One thing before we go, we have 1 more minute. We have a guest next week. And then we have guests into April. And then starting end of April, we're going to be doing 1st, 3rd, and 5th Fridays. So starting from May, the show's going to be on 2 to 3 times a month. And that is simply because Bree and I need time to have surgeries and deal with life and stuff. So, but through April, we're pretty much booked and I'm excited and I'll see everyone next week.
And just real quick, before we get off, the links, Erin has provided pretty much all the links in the comments. Y'all click on those, please. Thank you so much, Erin.
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day and a great week next week. Bye.